What's up, folks? Welcome to another edition of the Panthers Fan Talk. I am Eric, and with me, as always, all the days, is Will.
Fresh off victory, sweet Carolina. Just beat the Pats in a win that not many people outside of Carolina predicted.
Huge win. Huge. Shit's huge.
Pretty shocking. Even the Joe Buck and Aikman in the middle of the game decided that they would stop talking about the game to talk about how shocking it must be to everyone else around the league. So when your analysts cut away from analyzing the game to talk about how stunning it is for other people to see your scores flash across their screen, it's a pretty big upset, at least judging by what people thought going in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, not very many people gave us a chance at all. I think LaDainian Tomlinson did, so shout out to him. Freaking heck of a pick. I don't know, man. I had that feeling coming in this game, I don't know. It was just like a weird feeling. We might have a chance to pull something out here, or at least keep it close, and by golly, we freaking did it.
Yeah, we're in kind of a weird spot. We came off of a bad loss, and then we didn't get a video out. So it looks like, we didn't really make a prediction, but check us out at PantherFanTalk.com. You can see my prediction early this morning that the upset alert was out. But honestly, all the way through the week, man, I didn't feel optimistic at all. And, I tweeted that out as well, after the game. And I don't know why, man. I just woke up. I guess it was the whole week of you preaching that we got a chance. That I woke up and I was, amped up for the game. And I'm looking at stats and how they were, last in the league defensively and how everybody seems to be getting to Brady. And if you get to Brady, you got a chance.
Yeah.
So if our pass rush could, redeem itself from the week before and we could move the ball like everybody else is doing, even,
everybody.
Basically, yeah, everybody. So I just thought we could hang around, and if Cam was able to return, to somewhat being Cam, we would have a chance. And obviously he turned out to not only be somewhat Cam, but full Cam.
Freaking Superman's return, man. He had a freaking heck of a game. All for one of the worst decisions I think I've ever seen him make with that interception.
Yeah.
Comes back and throws for 3 touchdowns, rushes for 1. He's something stupid 22 of 29 throwing over 300 yards. The dude was freaking Superman as we were, accustomed to seeing him. I don't know what these last 3 games were. That was just like an impersonator, and I don't know freaking who that was. But Cam's back, man. That's the MVP Cam we're all used to seeing, and it was freaking great to see that dude come back and play like that today.
It was, as you mentioned, over 300 yards passing, over 350 total yards, 4 total touchdowns, 3 of those passing, 1 rushing. It was great to see. Not just for this game, but just hope moving forward.
Right.
Because honestly, hope wasn't a word that was getting thrown about much.
Not with the offense.
Through the week, here in Panther country. So, it was really good to see. Hopefully, it wasn't an anomaly, not just with this play, but with the play calls. Because late in the game, second half especially, we got back to running the ball with Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And that opens up so much. At one point, we run a simple handoff to Stewart. Cam just kind of peels out on the backside. And you can see their defensive end literally turn towards Stewart, then do a 360 back to Cam because he wasn't sure who had the ball.
Right.
And that was after the first run by Cam.
Mm-hmm.
So as that becomes a threat, you're going to get more and more plays like that. Now, Stewart only made 2 yards on the run, but you could see right then that this was something that was going to affect their defense throughout the rest of the game. And it seemed like it did. But another thing that affected their team was our receiving game. I mentioned last week that our receivers didn't get enough credit for the work they did because we only had 9 points against Buffalo. We only had a few points against the Saints. Mm-hmm. But they've been getting open, in my opinion, and they've been making plays, catching the ball when they had a chance.
Yeah.
And they took another step in that direction this week.
Funches had his best game of his career, man. 7 catches, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had that one that went off his fingertips. That's pretty much the only bad play he had the whole freaking game. Benjamin had
that was a free play.
Yeah, Benjamin had one of the most quietest 100-yard games you'll ever see. 4 catches, 100 yards. He played great. Funches had a freaking great game. Fozzie Whitaker had that one little touchdown pass.
Backup tight end.
Ed Dixon, freaking McCaffrey. That'll play great, man. Offensive line, the whole offense looked great. So it's good to see.
And we've said before, McCaffrey can catch.
Yeah.
Dude's got amazing hands.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got great hands even for a wide receiver.
Right.
But to have that coming out of the backfield is a huge help. Something I saw out of CMC today that I haven't seen, and that was power. I mean, he's been able to run up the middle okay the first 3 games, but he was able to get in there with the big boys, and when he would get hit, he wasn't just dropping to the ground. He's pushing forward.
Mm-hmm.
You see him get the one little sideline play. He goes up. I mean, he's done. It's a 3-yard gain, and he's able to lower his shoulder, push the defensive back all the way to the first down marker. That was early in the game.
Yeah.
So I was glad to see that. I mean, if he can continue that amount of power with his running to go ahead and add to the elusiveness, I mean, he's not going to turn into Stewart, but to just not always fall straight to the ground, like that's a huge step in the right direction for him as well.
Yeah. To see him fight for every yard you can get is, it's great. That's what you got to do, and he played good, man. I mean, freaking our whole offense, like I said, played good. It's freaking amazing to see Cam come back the way he did, especially from that one interception when you thought, all hope was lost.
Yeah, that was awful.
But he came back and showed, hey, man, I still got some stuff left. Don't count me out yet. Just like he said in the press conference a week ago, like, let's all relax and take a deep breath and let's trust in our quarterback. So
something else we came back from early, much like the pick, was Shula's play calling.
Yeah.
Everybody's, and rightfully so, everybody's praising his play calling, praising, the coaching we got offensively, because comparatively, I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But early on in the game, we moved the ball like every week. We got down to the red zone, and what do? We pull our receivers in, we pull an extra tight end in, we go, big set, and we run up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
We give it away. We're passing all over them. You keep it spread out, and you run the ball. They don't see it coming. But no, we pull everybody into the line of scrimmage, and then we run the ball so they stuff us. So the very next play, we go empty backfield. What, you think we might be passing now? So we throw the ball, and we get nothing. Yeah. So the very next play, what do? We go empty backfield again. Think we might be passing again? Yeah, it's a good chance. And we get stuffed again, and we have to settle for the field goal. And at that moment, it was like, oh my gosh, here we go. In fact, I'm pretty sure I tweeted, here we go.
Yeah.
So, to see Shula bounce back for that, man, that was promising. Like, moving forward, we got a chance. I mean, it sounds crazy, but obviously we're 3-1. So we looked bad before the loss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people weren't ready to jump off a bridge because of the loss to the Saints. They were ready to jump because how bad we looked, and then we lost to the Saints,
right,
who were terrible. In spite of the fact they won 20-zip today, they were terrible going into that game. But defensively, we started out really good,
mm-hmm.
ended very badly. Wilkes looked like he learned from the over-blitzing. I was very happy to see that. But again, we seem to go back into the prevent late in the game, into the shell, cover 4, allow them to go down and score twice really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're ever going to be in a shootout, it's going to be against Brady. He's going to put up points. So, I mean, your offense is going to have to put up points too. Our defense, they played good enough to win, and we did. But, we can't go into prevent with, still a quarter left in the game.
How many years have we said that?
Ever since Rivera's been head coach, man, you just can't freaking go into prevent with still a quarter left. I mean, it's freaking Tom Brady. You know what he can do. You saw him doing the Super Bowl last year, down 25. But, he was only down 2 touchdowns this time. So to do that's just stupid. But, we pulled out the win in freaking New England. It's freaking huge, man. It's freaking huge.
I do think that Belichick and Brady made a mistake. They went hurry up late in the game. Only needing the 2 scores. They ended up scoring, leaving us with almost 4 minutes to go in the game. 4 minutes on the clock. If they don't go hurry up right there on those 2 possessions, and I get it on before the first touchdown, but on the second touchdown, I don't really understand it. Felt like they made a mistake. They ended up making some big plays, and again, gave us tons of time. So we kind of looked out there. We looked out a little bit late with the penalty on the 3rd down. They gave us a first.
Yeah, that was huge.
And then Ron Rivera, the same idiot that last week defended his decision to punt from the 35, We get to the 35, needing a field goal to win the game. And I'll be doggone if this dude don't start running straight at the middle. Now we look out again. They get was the hands to the face defensive holding call.
Yeah.
We move up 5 yards, and so it makes it a 48-yard field goal instead of the 53. But he was settling for the 53-yard field goal after adamantly standing behind his ridiculous decision to punt. Now, if you didn't trust it before, and now you're going to set up for the field goal from there, like, wouldn't you be trying to get 10 more yards, or wouldn't you still be passing? Wouldn't you wait to go conservative if that were the case? Dude, just come out and admit when you're wrong. That's all I'm asking. If you admit when you're wrong last week and that was a stupid decision, then you come out here this week. I'm not sitting here ranting about this stupidity.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'd like to get if we're going for a field goal, I like to make it as easy a chip shot as possible, especially with our kicker. Freaking Gano, he just missed the extra point. I mean, you got to make that junk as easy as possible. We do get in the middle of the field, and thank God freaking Gano drills it right down the middle. But still, man, I mean, to not go for a 53-yard field goal last week, just mind-boggling. But
and then try to set up for it this week.
Yeah, the same thing. So I don't know.
I will say this with Gano, and part of why I was throwing a fit last week when we didn't go for it. He's just as likely to make a 60-yarder as he is a 30-yarder.
That's true.
So I don't think it was a bad idea necessarily to start setting up for the field goal at that time. But you can't play it both sides, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can't say I was right this week. Oh, and I was right again this week.
Right,
when it's the exact opposites. Dude, just admit when you're wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, hey, like you said, we just won up in Foxborough. I don't want to sit here and complain too much because
it's a big win.
It's huge, dude. And, again, not only did we win, Luke Kuechly had 7,432 tackles, I'm pretty sure.
+2.
And I think I lost count, so probably I had a few more than that. Cam, I mean, dude's back. Superman is back. The return of Superman.
He's returned.
Like and 3-1. We got the division loss, but
that's a good start. I mean, how can you complain with 3-1, man? Like, dang. I mean, we lost to the Saints. I feel like we just played horrible that game on every side of the ball. Whatever you want to say, 3 or 2 sides, it don't matter. We played horrible on each, and to come back and win this game in New England, like I said, against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, maybe the best coach and quarterback combo ever.
Yes,
it's freaking huge.
Absolutely,
man.
In my opinion. So yeah, check us out for our pregame. Detroit coming up soon. Mm-hmm. Week away. I've been saying for the longest, if we can go 2-3 in this stretch with the away short week, and hey, we jumped on it early. We already got one.
Yeah.
So if we can do the 2-3, I think we're a playoff. I think we go to the playoffs. Detroit beat writers I've already read where they guaranteed a win against us. I've already read they're guaranteeing the playoffs. So we should have some newspaper clippings, but check that video out. Of course, always check us out.
At Eric the65 on Twitter and at Panther Fan Talk on Twitter. And, of course, find us here on YouTube at Panther Fan Talk. And as always, keep pounding.